This is my dog Finnegan. She's a Husky Golden Retriever Chow mix, and I got her free from my cousin. When I got her, I knew she was definitely going to be a goofball, and boy was I right. She's ended up being the most carefree, rambunctious, and hard-headed dog I've ever owned, and ended up being my most expensive pet. So, I want to tell you a little bit about how she got her name, the funny and dumb things she's done, and how she ended up being my most expensive pet. So, when I got her, I wasn't entirely sure I wanted to name her Finnegan, but that name had been in my head because it's from my favorite book called Surrender. The character, though, is a boy, so I wasn't entirely sure I wanted to name her after a boy. But after some careful consideration, I decided that Finnegan was a good fit for her, and it was definitely true. She acts so much like the character from my book that it's kind of amazing. And I'm sure we've all heard of the funny and dumb things that dogs do, whether from social media or our personal experience, but I never expected to have a dog like that. When she is outside running around playing, she is totally content playing by herself. She'll throw toys in the air and chase them, catch them, she'll run after them, she'll play all by herself, and she absolutely loves sitting on this chair that we have on our deck and just watching the world go by, especially on cold days. She also absolutely loves snow and water, but hates baths. Now, when I got her, I didn't expect her to be as dumb as she has turned out to be. She definitely does some questionable things, but there are two things that have been the dumbest. The first one, she ended up jumping out of a moving car because she hates cars so much. She was totally fine, only a slight scratch on her leg, no major injuries. But the second dumbest thing she's ever done was she broke her leg. She was out back doing her morning potty, and she likes to take her time when she goes to the bathroom, especially in the mornings. She likes to check for squirrels, make sure that none of the neighbors are out so she can't bark at them. And she just likes to sit on that chair and watch. So I went back to my room to sit down and just hang out until she wanted to come back in. And that's when I heard my brother let his dog out and call to her. Well, not even a few seconds later, I hear her scream. And my heart dropped. I ran outside to her with my brother, and she would not put any weight on her left leg, and I knew something was wrong. After about an hour of waiting to see if maybe it was just a sprain, it ended up swelling, her leg ended up swelling, and I knew right then I had to take her to the vet. I called the vet, we got her in the very next day, and they were asking all kinds of questions, wanting to know how it happened, and we told her that, well, Finnegan was outside. She had turned around to look at my brother when he called her and just screamed. That was true, the whole story. She just turned around. And after x-rays, she came back and she's like, "Are you sure she didn't fall? Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yeah, she just turned around." Well, it turns out she broke her leg. Not only broke her leg, broke it so bad that she'd need surgery. So that's when all the fun began. We took her to the orthopedic vet that they recommended, and after a consultation, they confirmed that she would in fact need surgery, and she would also be on 2 months of recovery. When she got the surgery, she needed 2 metal splints in her leg because she broke it in 2 places, 1 metal splint here, 1 metal splint here, and this was the breaks. And 2 months of recovery meant no playing, no running, no jumping, no pretty much any free roaming, no doing anything on her own. She was on bed rest, and that was extremely hard. She was not even 1, and she was a very rambunctious puppy, and trying to keep up with her energy was very difficult, but we ended up making it through. And after 3 months of recovery, she is pretty much totally completely back to normal, except for a slight limp that she will probably have for the rest of her life, and she will permanently be part robot with those metal splints in her leg. But now that I've told you a little bit about my dog Finnegan and I shared her story, I'm so happy to be able to tell you how she got her name, the funny and dumb things she does, and how she ended up being my most expensive pet. Even though she does get on my nerves sometimes, she's been a great addition to this family, and I'm so happy to have her.